Hey, hi. I would give it a moment in there. I had a little bit of a fire spray. Sorry about that.
All right. Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 5. Who would have thunk the best chapter of the Book of Boba Fett doesn't even have Boba Fett in it? I can't believe it. This is the way, I guess. I don't know. When Mando shows up, Lucasfilm and Disney just throw the money and the time and the love at the episode. So Bryce Dallas Howard shows up this week. And I know in the comment section, some of you, and me too, have been a little critical of her chapters in the past, but my God, just like Steph Green, our women directors are kicking ass. All right, so the Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 5, The Return of the Mandalorian, right away. I mean, the tone is right, and everything is looking good. I mean, we're in like a meat packing center processing plant, right? And it's cold, and they got the color palette changed on the image, so it's more bluish, and it looks like Saw or some horror movie. And through that plastic, we can see Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, and he walks into this very almost like horror movie-esque atmosphere to collect a bounty. And right away, I'm like, man, this looks different than the crap we've been seeing for the last 4 weeks. Like, what's going on here? And so he goes to collect the bounty, and of course the bounty's going to resist, and a fight breaks out. And I'm like, he's got the dark saber, right? So we're going to see the dark saber. But I was thinking we're going to get some bullshit Boba Fett action where maybe everyone in the room has like a shield, so the sword can't actually cut through anything or cut through anybody. But no, Bryce Dallas Howard says that's bullshit. We're going to have some limbs and some bodies sliced in half, and just a really gritty fight. Very surprised. All right, so this horror movie feel to the beginning of Chapter 5 continues with Mando putting the head of his bounty that he's going to collect. He puts the head in a bag, and he's walking around the space station with this head in a bag. It's just badass. And the space station is beautiful, by the way. I mean, you could just see this episode looks so much better than anything we've seen in this series so far. Beautiful space station, walking around. He gets in an elevator with this alien, and just an awesome moment. I mean, Bryce Dallas Howard is just, she's in here. She knows what's working because she just has a quiet moment on an elevator ride where the alien just looks down at the bag, looks at Mando, isn't going to ask any questions. Just a very, very cool moment. So Mando goes to collect the bounty with some folks, some aliens. And some of the folks there, I was thinking for a moment, oh, here we go. They kind of look like the Mod Squad, a couple of them. So, But no, there's an alien language being spoken. I think there were subtitles being used. And I'm like, okay, Robert Rodriguez would have these people talk like they come from Iowa. But no, Bryce Dallas Howard is using an alien language. We have subtitles, and this feels like Star Wars. All right, so Din Djarin, our Mando, he's hurt by his own dark saber, so he retreats to the Mandalorian hideout underneath the space station, and it's absolutely a gorgeous set with the stars in the background. Absolutely loved it. And down there is the armorer and Paz Vizsla, and we get a lot of background on some weapons that Mando has and some prophecies. So we learned that the dark saber was forged by a Jedi Mandalorian, and it's forged out of some special Beskar, right? So very, very cool. We also learn of the prophecy of the Mythosar, which could be alluding to the Mandalorian. And the Mythosar is going to take back Mandalore and make it great again. We also learn a lot about the spear, the Beskar spear the Mandalorian has. That really weapons should not be forged out of Beskar, mostly armor. So we learned that, and they melt down the spear and make something for a foundling, Grogu. That's what the Mandalorian wanted. So he has something tied up in a nice little pouch for Grogu. So we're going to find out in a later episode what that is. That's pretty cool. And we also learn a little bit about the tragedy of Bo-Katan and how she tried to take power but failed. So great information and a great looking set. We also have a flashback here of the Night of 1,000 Tears. That's when the Empire sort of wiped out Mandalore. And there was a shot that reminded me of Terminator. We had the music. We sort of had the droids from Rogue One, the Imperial droids in the fiery ruins, shooting probably some stray Mandalorians. And we learned that, only the Mandalorians that followed the way survived. And I guess they were on the moon of Concord. Was that Concord Dawn? I don't know. I think it's Concord Moon. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But so we learned a lot about Mandalore, what happened, and how these Mandalorians that follow the way, how they survived. So next up, we sort of have a scene that I wasn't in love with. So the armorer is going to train Mando on how to use the Darksaber. And Mando's using the Darksaber, and for some reason, it's like really heavy now. People have used it in the past. I mean, pretty decent, but all of a sudden, Mando now is struggling with the Darksaber. I didn't really get that. And there's a lot of mumbo jumbo about you got to let the sword do its thing from the armorer. I guess. I don't know. That wasn't really working for me. And then we have Paz Vizsla stepping up and saying, I challenge you because my ancestors made that sword. So I'm going to challenge you to a duel so I can take the sword and, rule things. So we have a fight between Paz and Mando. And yeah, it was a pretty good fight. I liked it. Pretty cool. And it wasn't a fight to the death, though, so I was a little confused on how, can you just give up? I guess you can yield, and then, someone can get the Darksaber. So, like last season, when we had Bo-Katan and Mando said, I don't want the Darksaber. Here, just take it. So, I don't know. And then Bo-Katan's like, no, I can't take it like that. It sounded like she had to kill him. So, I'm a little confused on the rules of getting the Darksaber. But great fight there, and we learn at the end, when Paz yields, he says, I never took my helmet off to the armorer. Armorer asks Mando, have you ever taken your helmet off? And he says, I have. And so he's now been ejected. He's no longer a Mandalorian. He's been ejected from the clan. And we're told the only way that he can become a Mandalorian again is he has to travel to the living waters below the mines of Moria. No, the mines of Mandalore. Apparently, there's some mines of Mandalore. But Mandalore is sort of destroyed. So I'm sure in an upcoming episode, we're going to eventually go to the mines of Mandalore. I want to say Moria each time. The mines of Moria. All right, so next up, Mando wants to go to the Star Wars Starliner Hotel. Apparently, he's got a lot of credits. He can afford that. But before he can get on to the Star Wars Hotel, he has to give Rex all his weapons. You're not allowed weapons in the Star Wars Hotel. That's good to know, So we have some pretty funky, cool music, some funny music, and a scene of Mando just putting all his weapons into this briefcase for Rex. I noticed his rifle isn't with him. Interesting, that's kind of like his rifle. I can't remember, is there a reason, or I don't remember. Did he give his rifle to someone? I don't think so. He didn't have his rifle, but he gets on to the Star Wars Hotel. And there was a very cute moment. We've all been there. We're in an airplane, and if there's a kid in front of you, and the kid pops up and is looking at you, and trying to get your attention. So it was like a little baby Greedo person. So I thought that was pretty cute. And the Disney Hotel, it lands not at Black Spire Outpost. It lands in Mos Eisley. All right, and we come to find out that Mando is on Tatooine, Mos Eisley, to visit everyone's favorite Star Wars mechanic, Pelimoto. I don't know how to pronounce her name. She's from, of course, the Mandalorian series, and she is back. We first see her trying to help her BD droid. The BD droid, that's from Jedi Fallen Order, correct? Am I right? Let me know. I think I'm right. I haven't played that game yet. Is it any good? I don't know. Let me know if I haven't played the game. So yeah, a Womp Rat apparently has grabbed a little BD droid, and Mando just walks in to save the day. Love all the droids that Pelimoto has. Very cool. And we learn Pelimoto has a ship for Mando. That's why he's there. And the ship is a Naboo starfighter. It looks like crap, but it's a Naboo starfighter. And at first, Mando says, you got to be kidding me. I want my money back. But then she's like, nah, let me show you what's up with this ship. And, this character of Pelimoto, it's always on the verge of being really annoying. But for some reason, this actress and the dialogue, she is saying funny things, and there's always something interesting being said. So it always rides the line of like, oh, this is going to be bad, Mod Squad, or she keeps it going. So I got to give this actress a lot of credit. All right, so like the scene rebuilding this Naboo starfighter, it runs a little bit long. We do learn that our mechanic here has dated Jawas. There's a little TMI moment about them being super furry. Sure, okay, but these Jawas are getting parts for this ship. But when we finally roll out this improved custom Naboo starfighter, it is great looking. I'm sure we're all going to have a chance to buy that vehicle for the vintage line. I hope so. I mean, Hasbro isn't giving the vintage line too much love. Come on now, I want that ship. But yeah, it's a sexy new ship. I love it. And he test drives the ship, and it just is beautiful. I mean, he's flying over Mos Eisley. He's flying into Beggar's Canyon. It looks just like the pod race scene from episode 1. And he takes it into space. He actually visits the Star Wars hotel in space, and just by coincidence sees the little Greedo kid that he met on the flight there and waves to him or something. I don't know. Sure, why not, right? It's cute. And but then 2 X-Wings come like police, because he's sort of racing this this hot rod around, and the sort of police show up, these 2 X-Wing fighters. And that's when he has to hit his sublight engines and take off. So pretty cool. I like how when he returned, the mechanic asked, how was it? And he said, wizard. And I was like, cool, that's another nod to episode 1. Anakin's friend said, that's so wizard, Annie, I think, right? So we end there with Fennec Shand showing up and saying, hey, Boba is here. Boba needs some muscle. And she throws some money at Mando, and Mando says, you know what? This one's on the house. All right, who would have thought? This is the way. How do you get a good Boba Fett episode? You don't have Boba Fett in it. There you go. Just throw Boba Fett in the toilet and get the Mando back, and all is good now with the Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 5. Is this my favorite episode? I think it is. It is, and there's no Boba Fett in it. Imagine that. I think Disney just took the money bags and dumped it all over Bryce Dallas Howard and said, do your thing. I know Howard in the past, I mean, we've all been critical that some of her episodes might be a little on the soft side. But this one came in hardcore. I mean, you're in that like meatpacking center. It looks dirty. There's like people are getting chopped in half by the dark saber. He's walking around with a head in a bag. I mean, come on. Bryce is not holding back. Our 2 female directors, Steph Green and Bryce Dallas Howard, have delivered the best chapters in this series so far. So good job all around. Dialogue, visuals, music, direction. Just killed it for me. Let me know in the comments. Is this your favorite episode? Where do these chapters rank in your opinion? I enjoy your comments. I get back to all the comments, and that's why I'm doing it. This does not feel like a therapy session this week, so I'm a little relieved. I can take a breath now. I will see you next week for Chapter 6. 2 more chapters to go. Robert Rodriguez and Dave Filoni are our 2 directors left, so Robert's going to have another shot. All right, let me know in the comments what you think. I'll see you next week. Everybody have a good day, a great week, and as always, I will see you on the new.